Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for joining this 10,000 subscriber AMA. There are a lot of questions that were similar that I received, so I'll group them together. If you want to skip around to a section that interests you, go ahead and, click the section of the video that you want to hear. We're going to start with P+. P+ and PM, of course, everybody knows, is very close to my heart. I've been trying to support or compete or be involved in the community in any way I can for a good amount of time now. Love being an ambassador of the game, even when I'm not actively competing. And I have a lot of friends in the community. We got a patron question. Shout outs to all the patrons. Really appreciate it. How can P+ be accepted? This is a good question. It's difficult because of the legality of PM, of course, and P+. Every time it gets above a certain threshold of viewers, it's a bit dicey situation-wise. Because of that, I think the best we can do right now is just playing the game, creating more content for it, just putting more eyes on the game in mediums that seem to be working. Like YouTube and Twitch seem to be pretty good for getting some eyes on the game. And the greater Smash community seems to care a lot more about the game this time around. I know the last time it was kind of like shuffled back with the interest of other Smash games in mind, but this time it seems like Melee and Ultimate, they generally don't appreciate Nintendo's involvement when it comes to PM. So the future of P+, more content and playing, obviously. I would love some more outreach type stuff. I think getting Melee players to play, Ultimate players to play could be super useful for the game. We're grassroots AF right now. Like most of the people playing PM are just PM players that have been playing for a very long time. We need more people to play to like sustain, because a lot of people, they age out of the Smash community, they start playing other games, etc. Less infighting among the small amount of community members we currently have would be great, but that's another story. What characters are viable? And this is a P+ and Melee question. All of them are viable in P+, and most of them are viable in Melee. What changes would I make to Diddy in P+? So I was actually involved in the dev team for a bit, but then for activity reasons, I was let go. But I really didn't contribute that much. I would love if Diddy had better kill confirms in the current meta, because I feel like most characters can kill you off a hit or two. His neutral is still amazing. And I would just like a little more kill power. I totally understand that it's hard because in 3.02, for example, he had a forward air, which just nuked most characters after hitting them. And a move like Fair kind of breaks open his fast faller matchups where it becomes really easy for him. Whereas now it's like 50-50 maybe. I'm not the best at game balance because I'm a little too biased for my characters. But yeah, a lot of the kill moves that Diddy would receive kind of break open his other matchups. I would like it if maybe some of his confirms killed earlier. Right now he's still killing it like late 100s, and that's a bit too late in PM. Then again, with bias, I think most people are biased, so who knows. Is Fox good in P+? Yeah, it's really hard to make him bad. He's just like fast, has good moves. I just think it's really hard to make his kit bad. It's really hard to make like fast, strong character bad in Melee/PM engine. Who wins Melee Fox versus P+, Mewtwo, or Meta Knight? This is like a different question depending on the skill level. Average Melee Fox gets destroyed, gets absolutely demolished by P+, Mewtwo, or Meta Knight. They just don't know what's happening. Really good Melee Fox, one who knows the matchup, I think they would probably win. I believe I got into this discussion with like Stango and Malachi once, and I thought PM Mewtwo would do really well against Fox, and then they brought up some really good points. Fox would kill Mewtwo early off up their up air, potentially like camp him out with lasers, and make neutral really difficult, while Fox still dies off a hit, honestly, which is true in Melee as well. Mewtwo and Meta Knight are really good weights for Fox in terms of combos and kills. And yeah, I think Fox would do really well. Where would I start playing P+? You can go to the Project Plus website. I'll link it in the description. And you can join their Discord. Definitely check out Discord. Also, I think an underrated part of playing Smash is just playing with your friends. Just like get a group of friends and start playing P+ together. That's how I kind of got into Melee and PM. I just played with Rishi. It of course helped that Rishi is very good at Smash. Just try and get a group of people that you want to play with. A lot of the people playing P+ right now are very strong, so don't feel bad for losing to them, which is also why I think getting in with somebody who's similarly skilled will be fun. You get to like play off each other a bit. P+ Squirtle. He's good. Yeah, Dirt Boy's still very solid. Favorite non-Junebug P+ content. So I like a lot of content from my friends. I like Birdman's video essays, what he makes them. Saber can make good stuff. Wisely. Honest Content has some very accessible stuff. He definitely did the old Ludwig pull and twist on my character series, but that's okay. I honestly love every P+ content creator because it's very hard to make P+ content and it doesn't always get the views it deserves. I think it deserves so many more views. I guess I'm like a general Smash content creator. I don't even know what you would call me. But the growth of PM and general Smash content creators, I think, gets more eyes on the game, which is what we all want. P+ or Melee Diddy Kong. P+ Diddy Kong is so smooth, and PM Diddy Kong I've just played for so many years. And I played Melee Diddy Kong, and no shade to the team that worked on them. It's just, I don't like it. The movement doesn't feel the same. I can't item toss at a shield with a C-stick. I can't glide toss the same way. Combos are different. He can't do banana stuff as easy. Bair's just randomly a kill move. Up air works differently. I just don't. Like, maybe I'll make a video about it, but I don't like playing the Melee Diddy Kong. Will my dad ever come back? All right, next question. Beard. I look way better with a beard, so I'm glad I can just have this like constant makeup that I don't need to apply. It's not even that groomed right now. But if you want a good beard, just take care of it like you would hair. Oil it, balm it, brush it, and have good genetics. I think that's the most underrated part. What Smasher would save me from a burning building? This is kind of hard to say. I think Switch would definitely save me from a burning building, but yeah, here's the thing. I think Switch is also really smart. So in order to save me from a building, I think a Smasher would have to be like very selfless and very kind, and also maybe not thinking about like, oh, I could die here. And I'll say it, I don't think most Smashers would do that, because you'd probably die. So it's not like a smart play. Like if I'm in a burning building, I'll probably just hold the L and die. Maybe my friend Tantalus, the TO, he's a really good person, but he also has like a family to think about. So like I don't know. It's super weird. I feel like it's dog-like energy to want to save somebody from a burning building. Long short, do not think anybody's gonna save me from a burning building. We're all a bit too selfish. Favorite game? Project M is my favorite Smash game, but then we have the non-Smash games. I think there's a bunch of RPGs which are behind me. You got Okami right there, and I think Hollow Knight is right here, and The Witcher. I have a bunch of Witcher art in my living room, but you guys can't see that right now. I also really like Slay the Spire. I put hundreds of hours into that game, and I'm Ascension 20 for every character, so yeah, really really like that game. Turtles? We already talked about Squirtle, so I don't know what else we want to say here. Commentary. So these are a bunch of general questions about commentary. One of the questions we got was, why does everybody like the HBox versus Wizzy commentary? This set was commentated by Studebaker Hawk and Wobbles, both very talented, very good smashers. And I think they're very analytical. I tend to favor commentators who have a little more experience in the game, and I know Wobbles is a legend of Ice Climbers, and Studebaker is pretty solid at Melee and Project M. Wizzy HBox is almost 64-esque. They have little bursts in Punish game, but mainly a slow-paced aerial spacing battle and drift-based neutral. Studebaker has a really deep voice, which is soothing to listen to. I feel like everything just lines up for that set being good. How to improve as a commentator and analysis commentary in general. I talked about this a little on Radio Melee. There's a lot of different aspects of commentary. You have play-by-play, you have narrative, you have analysis, you have stats, you have stories, you have jokes, all these different things you can talk about, right? And there's skills like knowing what's happening on screen, listening to your co-caster, going along with their bits, bringing out the best in them. For analysis commentary, to get better, you really have to understand the game. And I think that comes with experience, but you can also watch content, consume content, and you got to know the different aspects of the game. You can watch Coach Bobby's 4 Fundamentals of Melee if you don't understand it intuitively. I really like that. You got to understand characters. You can watch my stuff. I don't know. You got to understand decision making, which means you got to talk to players or play players. And once you feel like you have a base of understanding, you can start practicing. And this means just like hopping on commentary and talking about the game when you get a chance. Coney and Slime also talked about the social component of commentary once. There is a lot of, talking to people that comes along with commentary. Who do you know? And like, who can you ask for gigs and what events can you go to? I've been playing Smash for a very, very long time, so I know a lot of people, and I think it helps when trying to get gigs and stuff. Because I've been playing for 14 years. 14 years now, jeez. How did I get my tag? My name is Arjun, and that was mispronounced for most of my life. I know a lot of Indian people actually go through something similar, a lot of ethnic people in general. So it was mispronounced as Arjun for most of my life. And then somebody in middle school called me Junebug, because it was like a cool nickname, Arjun, Junebug. And that's when I joined the Smash community. Getting good. How to improve? Well, if you sign up for the Junebug Metafy, no, I'm not gonna plug my Metafy here unless. There is no one way to improve. PP described a triangle method. You have solo practice, you have VOD analysis, and games. If you do all with intention, you should get better. How to VOD analyze? So this is similar to my tips for analysis commentary. You just want to understand the game, understand characters, and understand decisions generally. Once you do that, when something happens on the screen, you should think about what change you could have made in your gameplay to affect that situation. Something like, oh, I got hit by Falco down air here. Why were you there? Why was your opponent there? Were you contesting Falco's shield pressure? What's wrong with you? Where was he positioned? Where were you positioned? What percent were you at? Breaking it down like that can seem tedious at certain points, but eventually it won't seem as tedious because you'll just do it all automatically. And I think that's what most players end up doing. Is it more helpful to play people around your skill or play people that aren't around your skill? I like doing the latter method where you play people that are like somewhat close to you skill-wise. I also think it's valuable to play somebody that's a lot better than you. I played Rishi a lot of my Melee career. Rishi was way, way better than me at Melee for most of it. But then I learned so much when I played him. It can be overwhelming if you play somebody that much better than you. And if I wasn't already like competitive in Smash Bros, I could have gotten discouraged. So that's why it might be fun to find somebody that's around your skill. What makes top players top players? Is it skill? Is it luck? I think both are very important. I was very talented and pretty lucky. I think I had a lot of good mentors in Smash. I liked the game a lot. There's some hidden factors too. There's the region you're in. There's your personality, how you look at the game. How much you like the game. Most often the top players are just the most dedicated. They just really like the game and they put a lot of hours into it. Maybe they're addicted. I think skill and luck are both very important, and I also think maybe having a little more discipline when it comes to approaching the game. Like, you have to want to get good as opposed to just like playing the game for fun. And it's weird because everybody starts playing the game for fun, but I think the people that really get good want to win. Mid-level Sheiks. I think mix-ups in general, like, I think the top-level Sheiks are so good at mixing up things that the mid-level Sheiks just don't really change up. Stuff like recovery. Are they using shortens, double poof, switching up when they go for their up Bs? For combos, like when they use down air, if they're going for DI mix-ups. People often think of Sheik as a two-dimensional character, but you can really get creative with her neutral. Yeah, just watch J-Mook, honestly. I'm such a J-Mook fan. Face roll and spark, obviously my red sheik brethren. Yeah, just watching these top sheiks and picking up a little. Well, why would you ask this? Content. Will I dive into PM top tiers? This is actually a good idea. Many people weren't as aware of the meta back then, and I have some opinions on it as somebody who's actively participating in the meta. I think I could provide a pretty solid perspective, so it could be fun. Thanks for the suggestion. This question is from Seal. Shout outs to this guy. He just comments on everything. Content is hard. We learned a lot from doing content the past 2 years. We could definitely learn how to push out content faster, but quality over quantity, I guess. I've learned a lot about writing and directing and editing this year, and Z is a trooper. He's actually super fun to work with, and he's learned a lot about editing too. Really fulfilling knowing that people are out there watching my random Smash takes and supporting me and subscribing. Full-time job and the content grind is hard, but we out here. It's hard but rewarding, I would say. Design. Who would I remove from PM and who would I replace him with? Sir, just because it's you, I'm going to say Ice Climbers. And we're going to throw in Sephiroth because Smash is a meme and I don't know. Why not? What changes do I make in Melee HD? So I would start out not nerfing anything because I think it's hard to get people to play a nerf build. PAL versus NTSC is a good example of why nerf builds are hard to get popular. Even if they're more balanced. I would fix the objectively dumb balance things in Melee. Stuff like port priority, characters not having functional moves or shields, some stuff like Mewtwo's tail, Yoshi's grab, Zelda's grab, shields. So universal balance changes without changing any character mechanically, I think could do a lot for the game. And then I'd wait to see how stuff played out. I think just with that, a lot of characters rise in viability. I would love to play around with some other concepts. Having a discussion about it and like figuring it out would be super fun. If I change Melee too much, nobody's gonna play it. So incremental change, perhaps buffs in general, I think are good. Buff all the stuff that was supposed to work in Melee is the TLDR. Maybe add some good stages, Smashville, Metal Cavern, a few good stages, and then we're good. Let's see how that meta plays out. Sheik Marth is even. At lower levels, it's in Sheik's favor though. Congo Jungle. It should not be a legal stage. That stage is way too easy to abuse. It has 2 very high top plats. Watch the Alston Melee video on it, please. I literally narrated it, come on. Favorite Smash character design. I do think a lot of the designs are fundamentally flawed, especially good characters. They're just very good at doing certain things, and whether you think those things are good is a completely subjective experience. I'm literally too biased. I'm just gonna name all the characters that I play. Lucarian Brawl, I thought his disjointed combos were very cool. He had good pressure. Did I like Aura though? Did I think it was a good mechanic? Did he have some cool trap elements and pressure that I really liked? Is it always fair though? Ganon is so aesthetically pleasing, especially in P+ though. Is he mostly dash attack and up tilt? So all these characters I play are fundamentally flawed. Something I will say is I think characters can be really cool for the balance of the game. Like, I think it's very cool that Fox gets destroyed by everyone in Melee, because Fox is very, very good. And if he didn't get destroyed, like, fundamentally on the combo game by everyone, it would play out so differently. Like, if Fox was hard to combo and that strong in neutral, oh man, Melee would just be a completely different game. The only way to not get people mad, I think, is just to pick, like, a random mid-tier. Like, I guess I literally like the design of Samus, because she pokes a lot, and she plays footsies, and she has jab pressure. So yeah, Samus. She's a good, honest character when she's not crouch cancel down smashing in the quarter. Speaking of Samus, could Samus win a major? Yeah, I think Samus is very good. Players keep getting better. Shoutouts to Morse Code. With the optimizations in CC and scrapping recently, I think Samus could be really good. What is my opinion on tethers in PM? Yeah, they're definitely strong, but there's counterplay. I'm not sure how much I like them. Like, I don't hate them, but I don't love them, you know? Yeah, that's my opinion on tether. What changes would I make to Ultimate and Coffee or Tea? There's an alternate timeline where I play Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate instead of the Melee PM like side. I feel like there's different skill trees almost, like you go in one or the other. I like Tea, and I like a lot of things about Ultimate. What I don't like is based on my limited knowledge of the game. The online, the matchups, the buffer system, movement just feels a little off in that game after coming from melee and PM. Rage is a fundamentally flawed mechanic, I think. I know it's kind of ironic coming from a Lucario player. It was fine when I could do it, but all these other guys, like, they shouldn't be doing it. Come on. I would rather patch out Rage and normalize some of the knockback on moves and damage. Online matchups, buffer, Rage is what I would change in Ultimate. Auto L canceling. I'm all for adding accessibility to games, and I do know there's a problem with how tedious L canceling can be. At the same time, it is a skill, and there is depth to the mechanic, especially with like multi-hit moves in Melee. My take is allow auto L cancel setups at tournaments. Play on it if you want. People can general into it. I don't think it's too much of a problem. Smash has a lot of other problems when it comes to accessibility. Brawl minus at majors. Okay, let's focus on getting P+ to majors first. One thing at a time. Fun facts. Am I still good? I'm okay. I'm not close to national level at all. I don't think you understand how often people like Zane and Cody play. I would need to play so much more and quit my day job in order to be like a top competitor these days, I think. Would I do a Diddy skin tier list? Quick one. Yeah, sure. Hoodies are better than naked. And my favorite skin in PM is Dinky Pit, and my not favorite skin is Dinky Ivysaur. This question's from Reslived. Yeah, love Devin. Who is a hidden talent that I thought never saw success? Boss? Boss is really up there. I think Boss was a bit more seen than some other people just because of Xanadu being really televised. Boss is so good. He taught me so much in Brawl and Melee and PM and Smash 4 and I think Ultimate when I played a little bit. He's just so good at picking up a game and understanding it intuitively. One of those players who's really, really good at the beginning of the game and then kind of drops off when everybody else starts putting in way too many hours. Also, the reason that I played Diddy Kong. So this is an answer to another question. I was struggling with characters. I was like a Ganon main back in the old PM days. And then Boss said, hey, you should play this character Diddy Kong. He's really broken. Turns out he was right. 3.02 Diddy Kong, very good. Why psychology? It is the Smasher way. I don't know. We're all obsessed with decision making or tech. That is it. Wow, we did it. This year we got a lot of fun content planned, and I hope you all enjoy it. Please subscribe if you stayed around this long and have not been subscribed before. If you want to support us financially, we have our Patreon here. I also do lessons on Metafy. Feel free to go there if you want to really get into the nitty-gritty of how Smash works. But thank you all so much. I'm super grateful for this opportunity, and you have a good one.